When I say the word empath, perhaps you're thinking of somebody who can show empathy for other human beings. And if you were, then you'd be wrong in this case. This is Empath Doll, aka EmpathChan, aka the girl that spits on homeless people and terrorizes a local women's shelter. At this point in the story, you're probably thinking, holy crap, that is horrible. But I promise, it gets so much worse. From the information gathered, EmpathChan is an online adult time worker, which is fine, nothing wrong with any type of adult time working. That's not my place of concern. You do you, boo. However, what I am concerned with are the allegations of racially charged assaults that she's committing allegedly in the Dublin area. It is my understanding that she started posting on 4chan under the username Billy, which is problematic because on the outside, 4chan typically appears as a bunch of online trolls trolling people for ket coins. For younger girls, some of the boards on 4chan are a little bit more problematic, such as the following one, R9K. 4chan's R9K board, short for Robot 9000, was originally created as an experimental board where users were restricted from posting identical or nearly identical text with the intent of encouraging original content and reducing spam. Over time, however, R9K evolved into a space characterized by its unique and often toxic culture. In theory, it's kind of cool because R9K had an algorithm that prevented users from ripping other people's posts and then sharing them as their own, which is in theory great. However, what it has devolved into is really not good. Really, like, horrible, bad, not good stuff. Really bad. Because vulnerable individuals, including underage girls, sometimes entered R9K seeking acceptance or validation, this made them targets for grooming and exploitation by predatory users. In the wise words of famous Louisiana rapper Kevin Gates, when you find someone seeking acceptance, that's dangerous because they're not just seeking acceptance from you, they seek acceptance wherever they can get it from, even the opposition. Kevin Gates, hell of a guy, always has two phones because you can never be sure if you're going to be getting a call from the plug or the plug's daughter. According to the information that we have, EmpathChan, when she started posting, she would post pictures of her not doing good things to her own body. All of a sudden, her mother's health took a turn for the worse and she ended up no longer being with us. In the past, she's made a claim that she was styled by an alleged R9K predator, Sleepy Seymour. Here's part of a Discord conversation where she says he was paying her for pics when she was underage and complaining that they weren't sexy enough. Now, obviously, I don't need to tell you why this is problematic. However, I will say that I cannot 100% guarantee the authenticity of these screenshots. In October of 2020, she starts self-posting what seems to be Photoshop images of herself to the R9K board on 4chan. In this post, you can see her saying, "Hey, R9K, can I be your new queen now that Ciara is no longer with us?" Ciara was also known online relatively well as an e-girl who ended up passing away due to an overdose on illicit substances. The person that was there with her was pretty tore up about giving her CPR and injuring her further. However, it is not their fault. They did their best to try to save her. Roughly at the same time, she was going by FindomLover028 on Twitter, and to no one's surprise was saying horribly problematic things. I'm gonna get to a severely underweight BMI because I want everyone to know I am alone and in pain. Not eating today because I want to feel beautiful. So as you can see, she clearly has some type of eating disorder. However, these tweets get progressively worse and worse. I'm seriously about to snap and start you-know-whatting people. In this tweet, you can see normal guy say, "I want to unalive a homeless person so bad," in which she agrees by saying, "God, me too." In the wise and eternal words of the great philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, God is dead, God remains dead, and she killed him. In 2021, she officially starts going by EmpathChan, in which she posts even worse stuff. I'm not sure how, but worse. Just worse. The story behind this post is that some people on R9K said that they wanted to give her the hard R and they threatened her. She posted a fake address and claimed that she wants them to come. And from what I understand, the address here that is blacked out is to a local women's shelter. Now, I'm pretty sure that it's pretty obvious that I don't have to tell you why there is such a problem with riling up a bunch of internet incels and then giving them an address to a women's shelter where they have been battered and abused. In 2022, there were allegations of her interacting inappropriately with minors by asking them to retweet her lewd photos on Twitter. Also within that same year, there are allegations of her swatting another girl. Now, if you're not familiar with the term swatting, I can assure you that it is not good.
So swatting typically means that somebody anonymously calls the police department that is local to the person that they want to attack, and they come up with some incredible story about something awful that is going on. In my case, the officers were told that there was an active shooter who had just shot somebody and was threatening to become more violent or unalive themselves. And so an entire police force in full SWAT gear was at my house, surrounded my house, and they had riot shields, they had rifles aimed at our house, and luckily it was able to be de-escalated before anything got out of hand. Unfortunately, not a lot of people are so lucky as myself, and sometimes people can get really hurt during these situations even though there's absolutely nothing going on, someone's just streaming. It's a horrible thing. It's not funny. It is a federal offense, and it's just a truly awful thing to happen.
Now, bear in mind that I have no way to authenticate this allegation. However, someone has provided me with the audio of the phone call that she made to police allegedly swatting the other girl.
Central Dispatch, this is Ashley.
Hello?
Central Dispatch, can I help you?
Hi, I just took a bunch of drugs and I'm sick of this world and I'm really homicidal and I think I'm actually gonna kill somebody.
Okay, what's your address?
And I think I'm ready to take out as many people as I can.
Okay, what's your address?
I live up. Sorry, I'm.
Okay, what's
really
the callback
just
number for you?
out of my mind. Alabama, sorry.
Ma'am, what's the callback number for you?
I see. The thing is, I don't really know. I don't know if I want to give that information. I'm just really like, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna kill somebody, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I killed somebody a while ago.
To be honest, before listening to this, I thought she was some type of criminal mastermind. However, after listening to this thing in full, I don't think she's mentally competent. In 2023, some screenshots that were allegedly from her Discord server surfaced where she's talking to Sleepy Seymour about him helping groom a 15-year-old girl. In blue is EmpathChan, and you see Sleepy Seymour reaching out saying, "Are you going to delete my message if I tell you why?" She responds, "The mods just do it, so yes, just post it, okay, read it, I'll read it." Here you see Sleepy Seymour say Michael is too poor for a bus ticket. Later we find out that Michael is Michael Gabriel Sosa. She responds, "Why was she staying?" And he then responds, "They're in love and she wants to run away from her parents." Here you see her say, "Oh, how are they in love? If she's 12, she doesn't know what she wants." Sleepy Seymour then responds, "She's like 15, I think." Ladies, if you're online and someone out there is trying to convince you to run away from your parents because they love you, they don't love you, they're manipulating you. There is a good chance that the person on the other side of the conversation is just using a tactic known as love bombing.
How to know if you're being love bombed or if this person has a genuine interest in you. So love bombing is an intense and overwhelming display of affection, especially in the early stages of dating. The point of love bombing is it's a manipulation tactic. The love bomber is trying to create an emotional dependency. That way the other person feels adored, loved, understood, and to an extreme degree, and that their boundaries are now down because the other person becomes the center of their universe.
Ladies, this is gonna hurt to hear, but you will never be the center of anyone's universe except for your parents, assuming that they actually love you. I love my wife very much, but she is not the center of my universe, nor am I hers. Our son is. She would die for him and I would die for her because I know how important she is to him. I know that you think this is love, but it's not. You don't know what love is. Love is not the oxytocin inside of your brain telling you that you have goo-goo butterflies inside of your stomach. Love is a sacred commitment between two people that will honor the highs, the lows, and everything in between, the comings together and the fallings apart. You don't have love. What you have is somebody manipulating the chemicals in your brain to get a desired outcome that is preferable to them.
It's used to gain control, create an illusion of the perfect relationship. It's distracting the potential partner of the red flags that the other person can't see. Versus genuine interest is somebody that actually just likes you and they're showing sincerity and authenticity with you. And genuine interest isn't about overwhelming the other person to form a connection. It's about being authentic and just sharing how they feel to make sure that both people are in alignment. The first one is pace and intensity. The amount of time that this person has known you has to match the amount of admiration and affection that they're giving you. So if you have known this person for a week, a day, a month, and already you're the love of their life and you're the person for them and they can't imagine, and I want you to come on all these trips with me and you need to meet all my friends and family, that is love bombing. The person is revolving around the love bomber's desires and wants, as opposed to genuine interest is just understanding and getting to know the other person.
EmpathChan then says, oh, she doesn't know what she wants. Yeah, same shit. Sleepy Seymour then follows up and says, I had to buy them Plan B too. She follows up and says, why would you even do that for them? Sleepy Seymour then responds to her by saying, I don't know, it feels good to be evil and make people seethe. Surely you understand. EmpathChan then said, lol, you thought it was evil to let them have sex? Sleepy Seymour says, yes, people were very mad that I bust a 15-year-old to a 30-year-old's house for them to have sex. She follows up, I mean, they would have got it somehow anyway. Michael Gabriel Sosa is the person that they are talking about in this conversation, and I can confirm he is in jail. Now, I have a friend that specializes in this field, so I reached out to her and asked her what she thought.
Hey, Scapegoat. Hey, I'm Nicki. I've been asked to share a couple things today. First, I'm a survivor of being targeted as a child online by predators. Second, I worked as a decoy, playing as a 9-year-old and a 13-year-old from 2021 to 2023. And unfortunately, I have seen all kinds of the worst things that people will say to kids and the ways that they are able to manipulate them. And it's really heartbreaking, honestly.
Now, there was nothing explicit or graphic in nature from what I've seen. However, there was a conversation between Sleepy Seymour and someone that appears to be underage. Now, out of respect for the young girl, I am not showing this picture as her Discord tag is in it, and I do not want anyone to find. In a conversation on Discord with Sleepy Seymour and this young girl, she says, I am fine with you saying that, but not comfy with sending sorry. I'm assuming she's talking about pictures. I'm sorry for asking, but can I get Nitro again? This account is going to run out. If you're not really on Discord or aware what it is, Nitro is just a premium version of Discord that is a paid subscription, and you can just do a lot cooler stuff with your friends. Now, the young girl sent him a picture that was fully clothed, not explicit in any manner whatsoever, and he followed up by saying, so cute, I will think about it, okay? The more you do, the more I can reward you. Nicki explained to me that a lot of times in these situations, it's not about actually seeing the illicit pictures of the child, it's about the power dynamic and the gratification that they get from a power trip fantasy. Then I asked Nicki, who are the targets of these people and what do they look for when claiming their next victim?
The most unfortunate thing about it is that the kids that are at most risk are the ones that have already been through something. They're oftentimes the kids that are the most lonely, the kids who are in the most need of being heard and being supported. And that's where these predators come in. Because almost universally, they will try to befriend the child first. A lot of times people don't see teenagers as children, but legally they are. 17 and under is a child. The older you get, the more and more you see that. The more and more you understand the difference between where you were at that age and where you're at. And you get to understand how weird it is. You start recognizing these are children. I was young. And that's what happens to these victims. They grow up thinking that adult interactions are to turn sexual. They grow up with a warped view of what it means to be an adult, of what it means to have relationships as an adult, what it means to interact with other adults. It can really, really you how you grow up, especially in those first few years.
Now, obviously, she was a young girl online at one point that has dealt with something similar, so I asked her, now that she is an adult and has a different state of mind and what to look out for, what should parents be looking out for?
The most important thing for parents to do is to listen to their kids, to watch. Behavior is communication. When you see things start to change drastically, when you see things that aren't right, talk to your kids. Don't sit around and wait for it to come out later. Don't sit and wait for it to come out when they're almost 30. Help them. Listen to what they're telling you, even if they're not using their words. And if you're a young adult, or if you're a teenager, and you have somebody who's over 18 who's contacting you, and these conversations are turning sexual, it is very, very, very important to understand that they know this is not okay.
It's absolutely not okay, and since these YouTubers and streamers can't keep their hands off kids, here's how I handle it. When we get approached by someone that appreciates your content, what you do is you ask their age. Now, this doesn't mean that the conversation would be inappropriate if the person was of legal age. What it means is I now have a mindset of how to approach this conversation. I personally approach these ways as if these kids were my kids. Conversations are to be kept very direct and brief and always above board. And if there is a situation where the child or person contacting you is reaching out for help, if there are red flags, you always ask them if they talk to their parents about this. Try to even convince them to talk to their parents about this. And if there is a major red flag that could be potentially life or death, always do your best to notify the proper authorities. Now, with all of that being said, I asked Nicki, what are some of the tactics that these predators use to lure children in?
So often they come in and they make this child feel like they are amazing, like they are the main character, like they are that love story in all the movies that they've seen, in the books that they've read, in the TikTok videos of couples that they've seen. They make them feel like that is them, like that is true love, like true friendship, whatever angle they decide to go at. They really make them feel they are the most important person. And to a lot of kids that haven't felt like they're important to anybody, let alone the most important, wow, that can be intoxicating. If you see something weird, if you see a post that doesn't look quite right, if you see a couple that doesn't look quite right, if you see a video that looks a little off, if you see somebody talking to a minor that's in a way that's just a little uncomfortable, you can do something about it.
What Nicki is saying here, and go a little bit further, it's not what you can do, it's what you should do. We as adults, we as guardians of children, we are the ones that hold the futures in our hands. And it is our duty to make the sacrifice to our children to provide them with a better life, better ones than the ones that we had.
The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children on their website has an anonymous submission where you can add all the information that you have, and they can use that to try and help find kids that are missing. And they can use that, hopefully, to save more. If you see something, say something.
Nicki, first of all, you are a beautiful person, not only externally, but internally as well. Thank you for serving your country with the Navy, as well as your community, by doing everything that you do to get these people put away. Apparently, Sleepy Seymour is known to hang around places where young girls talk about their eating disorders, which goes to embolden EmpathChan's claim that he stylized her. This post on Eugenia Cooney's subreddit said that guy Sleepy Seymour, who was around the ED discords has been stylizing underage girls for years over 4chan discords. Post reads, he's been around for years on 4chan discords doing the exact same thing he's done on ED discords with girls, but he fetishizes young girls very openly. He bullied me since I was 13. I am a grown adult now. He still does it to young girls though. He's literally a middle-aged man. I don't know how he gets away with it. We all just now figured out about the stuff he'd been in over here and in ED discords. Didn't know where to post, just wanted to get the word out that he's a confirmed child stylist. Personally, I think this post clears up a lot when it comes to the claims that EmpathChan had about Sleepy Seymour stylizing her. Not getting the attention that she felt she deserved on R9K, she then cuts a sticker of a swass into her skin. From there, she goes on to demand 3 of her followers also do the same thing that she did, but instead of the item that she chose to utilize, she asked them to use her name instead and to carve it onto their genitals. I will post a screenshots, however everything is censored and I'm not going to read off the comments, so you can pause the video right now to read them. Hey, welcome back. Seems like you're a pretty fast reader. It was at the end of 2023 where EmpathChan took her online antics out into the real world. Someone on R9K posts a reminder that there is a video of EmpathChan assaulting innocent men on the streets of Dublin, Ireland. And this isn't the only time that she's ran up and confronted people in the streets.
Hey! Fuck you! Because you're talking shit about me to people. What the fuck? Why are you talking shit about me to people? Dude. Yeah, will you? Come on, do it. Come on. Come on, I need to feel pain. Come on. Come on. Oh! That's not the best you can do. That barely counts like anything. Come on.
In this next clip, you can see her walk up to a man and throw some type of liquid on him. I assume it's hot coffee.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Don't talk to me again, you fucking...
Terminology that she used at the end of that conversation is the F slur for gay people, so do with that information what you will. Here you can see her talking about getting her blue check mark on Twitter. In this next screenshot, she's gonna give us sound advice in how we should invest our cryptocurrency. Here you can see on her Twitter account, she is discussing about which cryptocurrency she would like to see on the market. Here you can see her talking about how you're a victim, she's an RSO, that they're not the same. Here she's saying, I'm not like other girls, I spit on minorities. And oh boy, does she love to spit on people.
Free Palestine. Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Here you can see her say, I spat on a disgusting derogatory term for a black person with the person captured in the video. There is a video that I would like to show of her running through a hospital screaming profanities and racial slurs at everyone there. Although I am pretty sure this video is already demonetized, that would be the nail in the coffin that guarantees it. Now eventually she does end up getting banned from the adult sites that she posts content on, and we found out the reason being for that is because she was being paid to spit on people. If she was actually smart, she would have found people that were willing to be spit on and charged them money to do it while pretending to be actual people on the streets and then charging the people online money to see it. Like, that's the grift. That's the grift, not being a degenerate piece of shit. And degenerate is the only word that I could actually think of that would describe her. She's not funny, she's not quirky, she's not cute, she's a pretty girl that gets away with doing vile and disgusting things because she's pretty. In my opinion, she is the archetype of everything you don't want your daughter or girlfriend or wife to be. There is so much more information out there, and I highly encourage you to look into it, as it's extremely problematic. So if you're a young lady watching this video, or a young fellow, because it happens to you too, stay away from these people, stay away from Sleepy Seymour and anyone related to EmpathChan here. And please, for the love of God, influencers are not your friends. YouTubers are not your friends. Yes, we care about people. Yes, we love having people in our community, but we don't know you. I don't know you, you don't know me. And I'm saying this because I'm not a Cody Co. I'm not a Dr. Disrespect. I am somebody that's going to tell you the harsh truth whether you like to hear it or not. You don't have to like what I just said, and you definitely don't have to agree with it, but at least understand that it's coming from a place of respect and genuine concern. Again, thank you to Nicki for being in this video and continually working to keep our children safe. EmpathChan, Empath doll, whoever the fuck you call yourself, welcome to the fucking petting zoo.